I went to get a T-shirt the other day with like a golf thing on it. It was like $12.
Yeah.
And they offered me payments
That's wild.
on a T-shirt. Dude, if you can't afford, come on.
Fire it up, ladies and gentlemen. What's going on? Welcome in, Net Positive, ladies and gentlemen. A bunch of new listeners, as I feel like I say every week.
Yeah.
Welcome in. My name's John Crist, host. What am I? I was going to list in my website bio, I'm a podcaster. Should I put that in there or no?
Host of the Net Positive podcast.
Yeah, I'm a comedian.
Yeah.
I don't want to be a podcaster solely.
No.
You're
no.
Here, yeah.
That's like 2
Way
or 3 down.
after
yeah.
author, maybe up there.
Yes.
Yeah. Do you ever see like those memes that are like podcast equipment should be harder to buy?
Yeah.
And I agree.
Yeah.
Background checks.
As somebody who owns a studio and wants people to use mine, I also agree.
Hey, yeah. Red flag laws for podcasting equipment, dude.
And you can call us on it if we're doing too much.
For
Sometimes.
sure.
You're like, hey,
when we do too much, not if.
Yeah,
when we do too much.
When we do too
Let
much.
us know.
Just got done with the first weekend of tour. Headed out this weekend. By the way, unbelievable shows this weekend. Tour is going to be fire. We're in Fort Wayne, Grand Rapids, and Paducah, Kentucky. Ladies and gentlemen, this weekend, North Charleston, Macon, Hiawassee, Georgia. Stoked for that show. October, Evansville, Dayton, Peoria, Knoxville, Greenville, York, Pennsylvania, Detroit, Cleveland, Birmingham, 2 shows, Chattanooga. November, we come into Boise, Spokane, Tacoma, 2 shows, Abilene, San Antonio, Tyler, Austin, Phoenix, 2 shows. And December, Santa Rosa, Redding, South Bend, Pittsburgh, Buffalo, New York. And January 25th, coming to the Opry House in Nashville, Tennessee. Make a weekend out of it, you know. Everybody, this show's going to be full, but get yourself in there, get yourself some tickets. This week's episode brought to you by the good people over at Poncho. Poncho is so hot right now, dude. Ponchos everywhere. I was at the Opry last night because I got, you know, when you wear it and you see somebody else, you're like, hey, dude, like with the sunglasses, you go, dude, do you know about these? Did you just come about them or do you know about them? I feel like they're not even paying me. I'm just out here on the streets telling people about Poncho.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. I got a big box of it. I wear it all the time. Fits me perfect. Unbelievable apparel, ladies and gentlemen. What kind of fabric does Poncho use? Let me tell you, it just feels good. These shirts are seriously comfortable, soft, right out of the box with just the right amount of built-in stretch. Built for whatever you want to throw at it, getting outdoors, travel, backyard barbecue, even a date night. I would say the range of this apparel brand is unreal.
Yeah,
you could work
versatile.
on. I'm trying to think of a real manly thing to do in a garage.
Work on the car.
Yeah, but what are we doing to the car? We can just
Oil
say working
change.
on the car.
Changing the oil.
No,
for
carburetor.
Sure. Yeah,
I think carburetor.
They don't
definitely.
even have those in cars anymore, bro.
don't?
Unless you buy our guests.
Yeah, it's in my
original
old car. I used to have one.
Carburetor.
I brought it back. I put it in. I said
couldn't
we need
even
one.
Begin to guess what a carburetor does.
Yeah, no idea. I have
no
no
clue.
idea. We're exposing ourselves.
We're
to,
fixing it, though.
Yeah. No, the transmission. That's what I was doing.
Got it.
Yeah, I was cleaning it.
I got that one. I know what that one does.
Yeah.
Cool.
Well, I have and then you could also wear. Then you gotta. Your wife's like, babe, we gotta clean up because we got that wedding. You're like, well, I'll take a shower, but I'm already dressed.
I'm putting the same shirt back on.
Yeah, Poncho, baby. I got a bunch of great styles. The original Western denim, ultra light. You can get them in short, long sleeve, regular, slim fit, and a ton of colors and patterns. You've been looking for the perfect shirt, something breathable, fits great, feels even better, stands out in a good way. Give Poncho a try. PonchoOutdoors.com/netpositive or $10 off your first order. Sweet. Poncho, Poncho. Outdoors.com/netpositive for $10 off and free shipping. Go try one out today, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome in. Studio's hot today. Studio's hot today. We're on the road. We're going to
Away game.
Away game. I like that. Interesting. Well, so Dave Ramsey, who's on the pod today, we've been trying to get him for forever. I like Dave Ramsey. Dave Ramsey be standing on business, and it's thanks to Drewski for. Imagine I've had a couple like catchphrases. Imagine putting one out like that.
Oh, that really hits?
Stand on business. Drewski started that.
Yeah, you're right.
Drewski started
When
that.
you said that, I didn't believe you, and then I looked into it afterwards, and you were right.
Stand on business?
He sure did start that.
Unbelievable. I've had like check your heart, can't hide money, I ain't praying for that.
Those are solid,
I've
bro.
had a couple solid ones, but it's stand on business. I mean, Bieber said that. And now that's viral.
Right.
It's not clocking to you. That's a classic.
Those are good catchphrases. Though,
We should do like a top 10.
catchphrases.
Yeah. How about that? Remember that girl?
Catch me outside. Yeah,
Obviously, Hawk Tua.
Yeah.
But nobody that's come and gone.
right.
Stand on business.
That'll stand the test of time.
Yeah, stand
I
on
think so.
business. Yeah, so we've been trying to get Dave for a while because I feel like we always talk about him.
Yeah, or at least topics that we know we want to hear his opinion on.
Yeah, that's a good way to say that. So we got to get Dave down here. And I've seen Dave from now and then. He's sneaking in here and as I'm walking out, he's walking in. We give each other the nod. I'm coming into I'm teeing off on 1. He's putting in on 18. Dave.
DR, how you doing?
Yeah, what's up, my guy?
That's sweet.
Yeah. He's out at the a restaurant, something like that. We're always moving back and forth.
You went to his place.
I've been to his place a couple times. Oh, for this
episode, yeah.
So they said, hey, because he was on Theo.
Right.
He was on Theo a couple months ago, and I was like, but we wanted to get him long before that. We saw him on Theo. It was awesome. But they go, hey, he's not going to come into your studio. This is Dave Ramsey we're talking about. He's not coming into your studio. I go, well, a lot of people have. A lot of big people have. And he's like,
You're like, well, people do kind of like people do come.
So we had to pull a. I was gonna say, who's your daddy, and Kamala Harris. No, not
Call
who's
her
your.
daddy.
Yeah, call her daddy. That's
Nice.
disrespectful. That was disrespectful.
Sorry, Alex. Sorry.
And we'd have Alex in the studio.
Yeah.
We picked because they went and built that studio. That was the whole.
For Kamala.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They went to the White House or whatever and built the Call Her Daddy studio.
Right.
So I said, I'll tell you what, we'll come down there, but we'll use your studio. We're good on that.
Yeah, your $1 million studio.
Yeah, we're good on that.
Put it to use.
Yeah. Actually, you got one. You got one? We'll come down there. And so, I packed up the crew and we went down there.
What was the experience like? Like, what is the vibe in there?
Nah, man, it's you can't. You're in the bathroom and you take 2 paper towels. You're like, dude, if I take another one, I think somebody might be. Hey,
Yeah.
we don't do that here. Oh, sorry. Yeah. You're always looking over your shoulder down there, Dave
Okay.
Ramsey.
All right.
Yeah, for
Any
Dave.
DoorDash drivers
Yeah.
in the parking lot?
I didn't see. Yo, that's interesting. If you like anybody that you have any bumper sticker on your car or any like delivery, like you don't want to be like outed for like for using a credit card. I wonder if it's like that
Dude,
down there.
imagine you work there and your car gets repoed at work.
From the parking lot.
They probably call a company-wide meeting. and
Yeah, they actually get in the car. You're gone.
Yeah, take him too. Yeah, take him with you.
Hey, get everything.
Yeah, he
You're
goes
gone.
with it.
Yeah.
Package deal. You got him.
Yeah,
both.
it's kind of like a company. They're like, yeah, this is kind of what we do.
Yeah.
So you can't really do the thing we're against if you work at the company.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're like you work at Mary Kay or something like that, and they're like, I actually don't wear makeup, and you're like, well, that's kind of our thing.
Yeah.
So you gotta go.
Yeah.
You gotta not work here anymore. Yeah, normally a job is like, I don't know, I just do the job at the job. That one you can't.
It's a belief system. Like there's a lot that comes with it.
Yeah. And I've taken some heat on this podcast from y'all about just standing on Dave Ramsey business.
Well, that's why I'm excited for this episode.
Yeah. I'll tell you this, dude. I feel like tell me if you guys relate to this. Okay, there's a lot of it started with it's been happening a ton, like in the last month. So Cracker Barrel,
Right.
New branding, rebranding. Everybody hates it. They come on, are bad, right? Then you see like a lot of happening with like there's a lot of preachers or like churches that like after everything with Charlie Kirk and like they didn't say anything on Sunday morning, and then everybody like this is my the communities that I'm in, but like a lot of pastors being like, here's why we like are bad, and then like the next Sunday like addressing it, and then dare I say this happens a lot recently in Christian music. We're not going to get into it, but people doing things and then following up with the are bad, I didn't mean it, and then Jimmy Kimmel.
Yeah.
They were like, get him off the air. He said all these things. And then Jimmy Kimmel's coming back tonight. You're like, are bad. And I'm just so sick of like leaders be like, dude, stand on it. Stand on it. If you're gonna rebrand Cracker Barrel, do it. And then and it turns out I heard that like all the like research they did and market research, and that was all a lie. They didn't do any of that.
Oh, interesting.
They didn't do any of that. So they were like, we just want to rebrand. So like, all right, there's like, I feel like everybody is just dying for like a leader that's like, here's what we're doing and here's where we're going.
Yeah.
There's a lot of, you put it up. Well, don't say it then. If you, I will never. I mean, I've apologized here and there, but I just don't like the precedent that sets because I've had some generational bad takes in here, generational, but I'm not apologizing for them.
Yeah.
Because then you're like, well, yeah. Then that you know what that means? I can't bat 1,000.
Yeah.
I say 1,000 takes a day in here, and then I'm so sorry, I didn't mean that. I'm like, dude.
For sure. I think I'm kind of torn on it because as you're talking about it, I'm thinking like for me, it depends on why you're walking it back.
Everybody's walking everything back because of pressure from the internet.
And there I disagree.
Thank you. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, don't walk it back. I'm
down to apologize
if you realize something new information,
yeah.
which like we've talked about on this podcast so much, you get new, better information, and then that sways your decision.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. Then explain why. But if it's just because of pressure, then like, bro, what are you doing?
Or you didn't mean it in the first place.
Yeah,
or if you were going to take Jimmy Kimmel off the air and it wasn't because of that, then just say you're taking him off the air and then own it.
Right.
Don't try to.
Don't use this as a scapegoat for what you actually wanted to do.
I saw this thing from this pastor. It was like, well, I didn't know who like Charlie Kirk was, and I wasn't prepared to like. Well, okay. Well, don't talk about it next week and follow up then because it was based on the pressure you got from everybody. Well, that's clearly not what you believe then. If everybody said, and then you go, and then you try to backtrack, I just don't buy it.
Yeah.
I don't buy the backtracking for Jimmy Kimmel. I don't buy the backtracking for Cracker Barrel. I don't buy any of it. I don't buy any of the Christian artists be like, oh, what I meant was, stop. Stand on it or don't. Stand on it or don't post. This is the internet. It's 2025. This is the arena that we're all playing in. Speaking of a guy that stands on it.
Nice.
Should I cue it right there?
Very nice. I mean, I don't think there's anything else to say.
Speaking of a guy that stands, which by the way has taken criticism for years.
Yes.
And started
decades,
off
bro.
decades. And it goes, I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
I do not care. This is what I believe that is best for you, but it just in terms of money. This is what I believe is best, and it's got millions of people out of debt, and you're going to be better off for it. I do not care. If you write a think piece about me in the New Yorker that says that I don't care. I'm trying to be more like that. I don't know it's too much about finances, but in life, I'm trying to be more like this guy.
I like it, bro.
Dave Ramsey, ladies and gentlemen, a hot episode on the road of Net Positive here at Ramsey Solutions with a man that needs no intro, Dave Ramsey, ladies and gentlemen. We should have a big applause right there. Yeah. This is your spot.
This is my digs. This is where we do the show every day.
You do it right here every day.
Yeah. Our logo doesn't look that good.
Can you keep this up for your show?
Yeah, absolutely. Keep it around. Just give you a little push.
We were talking on the way over here that why do you think it's so entertaining? Because obviously the advice you give people is obviously very helpful and has changed a lot of people's lives. Why do you think other people like to listen? You ever thought about that?
Well, I think there's probably two things. One is they're looking for the information.
Okay.
But, they want to learn. And probably three. The second one is that when you listen, you go, I'm really not that bad. Compared to...
This makes me feel better.
My family's crazy, but they are nothing compared to that family. And so, you got that comparison thing. And then the third thing is just general. People love... and we both know this from what we do. They love stories, and they love other people's stories, and we get to look in and share a moment with someone who's having a real hard time, or you get to hear them mentally turn the corner, the light bulb come on over their head while they're on the air with us. You get to see that happen, hopefully once a day at least, and other times you hear people get correction, love them enough to tell them the truth, and there's just this... human beings are just compelling if you let them be.
Yeah. You just turn if you're rolling through somewhere and Dave Ramsey comes on and you hear somebody go, "Oh, I want to hear." But I think all the listeners know exactly.
They know what I'm going to say.
Yeah, they know exactly. But they're saying the same thing for how long?
No, 32 years. My pastor the other day, he said, "Ramsey, you said the same thing over and over." And I said, "So do you."
So do you. Yeah. Yeah, I think it is. I think you do want to. There is a little bit of like, I'm better than I'm not doing this bad.
aspect to it.
And you kind of, it's like watching people run a marathon that shouldn't be able to, and you go, if he can do it,
Great point.
I know I can.
Great point.
I could probably train up and do that, and that's how I actually ended up doing my first runs, back in the day, and same thing. It's just, if that guy can do it, and it sounds like his parents are cousins, I probably can do it.
Or if you're somewhere along that journey and that it would be inspiring to you.
Yeah.
To maybe go home, make a payment on something, or maybe not cancel a trip or something.
Yeah, and the debt-free screams are just, they're the constant drumbeat of you can do it, you can do it. If this guy did it, you can do it, you can do it. So it's hope. Hope.
But why?
We're peddling hope.
I think I know the answer. Why is money so sensitive? Like you talk about the three, if you're going to marry someone, obviously politics, religion, kids, why? I think I know the answer, but why is money so emotional? Does that make sense?
Because it's tied to all your dreams and your fears. Jesus said your treasure's where your heart is. And so, the way you handle your money, it's not the money, it's a reflection of what you value, what you're worried about, what you believe about the future, what you believe about life, your worldview. It all comes out in the way, if we look down your the list of where your money went out of your account, you would see exactly what you believe.
Yeah, that's probably we went on a me and my girlfriend. We went on a trip, and she was talking about. She's like, how much should we spend here? And it is an indictment, good or bad, on me. So I was like, hey, let's go here, but we can't fly first class. I'm walking past the first class seats feeling like a loser. Does that make sense? Or it's so you go, all right, well, we can't spend, how much are we going to spend here? And then we get to a certain place and we have these accommodations and there's accommodations better than us.
Always.
And it does make me, what is that feeling?
Yeah. It's just I think that's human nature. We all have that. And it's odd because you never can really get there on that. No matter what, if you walk past first class, then you could fly Emirates with your own apartment to Dubai in the plane,
right?
And there's never an end to.
You have your own plane.
Yeah, there's that. There's that.
Yeah.
But when you land, there's someone with a bigger one.
Oh, always. Yep.
And a nicer one and a newer one, and the same thing with your car.
There's nowhere to get, is what you're saying.
There's no end to it. It's an infinite curve, and. I guess, the guys like a Bezos or somebody gets close to the end of that, but they still pull up and their yacht is 4 feet shorter than the other guy and it's 600 feet long. It's crazy, and so
to spend your whole life.
Yeah. And one of the correlations we find, but along people that build wealth are the ones that get over that in the sense that they quit caring what other people think and they quit caring about, comparison. Mm-hmm. Comparison is the thief of joy, Greg Rochelle says, and he's right. And Rachel Cruz says that too all the time. And so, but it's human nature. I don't care what I got on a cool jacket, but yours is a little cooler. Yeah, so it doesn't matter. You just
get to get closer and closer to as a comparison to the court, the basketball court. When I was a kid, somebody said, "You want to go to the Hawks game?"
Yeah.
I didn't care. If I was in there, I was thrilled.
Yeah.
And then I feel like now if somebody was sitting up in the three way up in the nosebleeds.
Yeah.
But I think all these things are,
exactly.
Now that you mention them, they all are
they're
made
unsatisfying.
Up. Yeah.
When you do finally get there, there's another place to go, another notch up, and then B, you eat enough lobster, it tastes like soap.
That should be the title of the episode. You don't have lobster tastes like. Yeah, there's nowhere. Oftentimes I see those, in Monaco for the F1 race. You see all those yachts in there, and I feel like a lot of people are on them alone.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if they're alone or not, but they may be alone in a crowd.
Gosh, man. Yeah. It is so. Money is such a sensitive thing because I do feel like it's an indictment on you. Whether if like to these days in 2025, to say I can't do it, we don't have enough money. Mm-hmm. I feel like When I was growing up, we can't do it. We don't have any money.
Not in the budget. Yeah.
And that was very common. I feel like that's not a thing anymore.
It's a lot harder now. You know, the wonderful thing about Gen Z and even the millennials for that matter, we got a bunch of them working here on our team, about 500 of them in the building that are that age group out of the 1,100. About half our team is that age. The wonderful thing about that age group is they grew up with this magic wand in their hand. And when they push a button, stuff happens. Stuff shows up on their front porch. They get the answer to a question. You can't even have an argument now because the answer's right there. And, you know,
good or bad. Yeah.
And what that gave them was possibility thinking at all times. Anything is possible. They're very abundance mentality. That on the good side.
Oh, and immediate. Everything's here. Everything's
anything's possible.
Food.
Because I can. Anything's possible.
Great point.
And on the good side, but on the bad side, then it's harder for them to imagine there's something I can't do. I can't afford that house. Yeah. I can't afford that car. And no one.
I'm gonna have to wait.
This thing never told me no. It gave me anything I wanted.
Yeah.
It's like rub the magic bottle and the genie comes out and Robin Williams grants you 3 wishes. You know, and so.
Yeah, good. I guess good. Or if you say, I mean, I can't do it. I can't do it. I don't have any money. In these days, especially a lot with Instagram, people are trying to look. It's the new keeping up with the Joneses, but they don't live next door to you.
Exactly.
They follow you.
Exactly. Yeah. Rachel did a book called "Love Your Life, Not Theirs," and did this whole thing about the social media is not real. Hello, and
don't tell me that, Dave. I built my whole career on.
Well, apparently I'm on there a lot, but we've got a wonderful team that does that, and I have no idea what's going on, but I should probably watch it closer.
They're great at it. Yeah.
Anyway, love your life, not theirs, and because you can't compare yourself. What's put on social media is a highlight reel.
Right.
The children are perfect. The car is perfect. All the kitchen looks nice. You never put a junkie. You don't never put a kid having a meltdown. Never put a junky kitchen.
That's not
or
right.
As she said, you don't put a 1994 Honda on there. Look what my husband just gave me. #blessed. And
94 is old.
Yeah.
94 is old.
Yeah, that's really old.
Yeah, if I'm thinking about buying a house, so I go, well, I live downtown. I work at Zany's downtown. Now, if I wanted to really flex here, I could go big and I could go 40 miles out of town and just go huge. But it would be, I think to myself, well, that would only be for the photo and then my parents. I'm going to be the one driving 40 minutes back and forth to the comedy club every night, but then we're like, well, why would I should not do that. But a lot of people obviously fall prey to that.
Yeah.
Me included, by the way.
Yeah. And it's the Instagram moment. And whether it's a house or a car or the number of people that spend $800 a month on a car payment to impress someone at a stoplight they'll never meet, right? And it's like, well, that love affair lasted about a second and a half.
That was one of the biggest arguments. We had a podcast episode about maybe 6 months ago they called it John Ramsey. Because I've obviously followed, and we had a big argument because we reviewed obviously you know Klarna.
Oh yeah.
How do you feel about them?
Yeah, they're right up there with Visa. The funny thing about that, it's just so absurd, and people don't realize how absurd it is. I went to get a T-shirt the other day with like a golf thing on it. It was like $12, and they offered me payments.
That's wild.
On a T-shirt, dude. If you can't afford, come on.
And that's what your show is. You're shaking these people and go, what are we doing?
The absurdity of this.
Yeah.
It's just, and really, and the data on the people getting crashed with Klarna and these other services is pretty crazy. The number of people that are stacking that stuff, and then they get off into high interest rates because they don't pay it off in 4 easy payments because they have 73 of them.
Well, I said
no easy.
No one's loaning anyone money for free.
Exactly.
So if let's say it's zero financing. Well, Klarna, I was like, I'm guessing Klarna has a deal with Postmates where they know that people are spending more if they have Klarna, and no one's loaning money for free.
And the number of people that don't pay it off in 3 easy payments, and it rolls into a high interest rate. Just like back in the day with Rooms There They Went, and they had the they had nothing down.
Zero. Furniture. Finance and furniture.
Finance your furniture for 90
We don't do that
90
anymore?
days. Yeah, it's out there. 90 days, same as cash. 90 days, same as cash. But they had an 82% did not pay it off in 90 days, and it rolls, and it's like 38% interest with the finance company.
They know that.
Oh, of course they know that. The finance company knows that. They'll take the 18% that pay it off and get it for free. Yep. And everybody thinks they're the 18%, but somebody's not. Yeah. It's just like, same thing in the casino, right? Somebody's paying for this, and it's the losers. Yeah.
Now, is the thing about, I feel like, we were talking about this on the way over, I feel like we, up there at the Troubadour, how far is that from here? 20 miles from here?
Oh, maybe 5.
I feel like it used to be people that had money were 55, 60. They worked, so they finally had money. Now I feel like, do you feel like a lot of kids have money? A lot of 20-year-olds, YouTubers, money is now, millionaires are in their 20s.
Oh, yeah. And probably more. I don't know the actual data, but you're probably right. Just anecdotally, I would say.
Just off the cell phone, streaming.
I'm thinking,
yeah.
I don't know where the money's coming from, but there's two things happening with Gen Z. I think there's probably more Gen Z millionaires than anybody anytime in their 20s before. I think that's probably true. Yeah. And some of it is technology-based or YouTube-based or whatever. Some of it's just there's only two types of those. They're completely irresponsible, worthless, live in their mother's basement, and then they're the ones that are just so crusade-driven that they're 19 years old and dialed in.
Just
so serious,
Mr.
acting
Beast
like
or something
49.
like that. Yeah, they're just
more mature than an average 38-year-old.
Yeah,
and they're going to do this, and they're focused, and those are the ones we hire. Yeah, because they'll charge the gates of hell with a water pistol.
I'm trying to hire them too.
Yeah, they're great.
How long you been down here? 30 years.
Been in.
You
business.
were up on Mallory.
Yeah, we were up there for about a decade and a half. We've been in business for 34 years.
I always wondered, the leadership here. Let's say you got 8 to 10. Has anyone ever, in a meeting of just the heads of this place, gone, "Hey, Dave, maybe we should come off one of the principles. Maybe we should." Has anyone ever tried to get you to loosen up on them?
No,
never. Maybe let's do one credit card per household. Maybe they'd be gone.
No. The only thing that even came close was BMW had a thing. I think they've done away with it now. That was like a subscription. You could drive a different car anytime. You could trade cars every week or every day if you wanted to, and you just paid the subscription fee, and it was like a rental almost.
Kind of like a rental, kind of like a lease.
But it wasn't a real lease because it wasn't like you kept the same car for 5 years thing. But you could do that, and one of the leaders was making really good money, and he's a car guy, and he wanted to do that. And he did that for a little while, and we went, "Hey, that looks a little bit strange. It looks like a lease. Somebody on the outside might think we're hypocrites, so you're not going to do that anymore." And he went, "Okay, no big deal, but I'll just go buy a car." And so but he had the money to do either one. He was fine. But it was cool because he had cool cars coming in here, and those Beamers were neat.
Yeah, I've had a few. Yeah, I guess if it's so... What do you think has, and I've gone through it a little bit, probably not to your level, but what is the trait? What is the personality trait that allows you to be to withstand criticism and be so committed to these principles that other people might have? Man, a lot of people on the internet are saying that this is old fashioned or this is, and you go, "Nope, this is what we're doing."
Yeah.
Do you care?
I've had the benefit that most people haven't had. I've been blessed. I went broke, and so in my 20s I became a millionaire from nothing, and then I really cared what everybody thought. I had the Jaguar and the Rolex and all that crap, and really was worried about the way things looked, and quite the opposite. And when I went broke, we hit bottom hard. We lost everything, and Sharon would have left, but she didn't have a car. I mean, it was ugly. And not only did I go broke, I was broken. Yeah. And I was a baby Christian, and so I had met God on the way up. And as we always say around here, I got to know him on the way down.
Same.
And so when I was at the bottom down there, laying in the dirt, I said, okay, I surrender. And you're in charge. And I'm not in charge of nothing because apparently I'm not good at it. I suck at this thing called life. So I'm not a good husband. I'm not a good dad. I'm not a good man. I'm not a good businessman. I obviously know nothing about money with all my finance degrees and academic stuff and licenses and letters after my name. I'm an absolute bankrupt fool. And I mean, I really did hit that bottom. And the thing that went with that then was I lost my need to care about what other people thought. I just care. I mean, it sounds very hyper spiritual or something, but I really got one guy to keep happy, and that's Jesus. And I'm, and if you don't agree with it, I'm okay with that. I mean, you just go do your thing. I'm going to go do mine.
Fine. Yeah.
This is what I'm doing. And if Dave Ramsey's old fashioned, well, it's kind of working for me, so I'm going to keep doing it. And I'm following the biblical principles and how I'm going to be married, how I'm going to raise kids, how I'm going to lead a business, how I'm going to handle my money, his money for him. And and gosh, if somebody doesn't like that, I understand. I mean, there's people I disagree with too, but I've actually got work to do, so I haven't got time to stop and disagree with them publicly because they need to go do their thing. And so the amount of times I spend trashing somebody else publicly would be zero. I don't have time.
Yeah.
I've got too much to do.
We're working.
And I'm working going forward, not just I'm not distracted by what someone, so, but yeah, I mean, it does. I mean, there's things that we teach that are not necessarily from the Bible, and we stop and visit those things every so often. Like the thing we teach 4 types of mutual funds: growth and income, aggressive growth, and international. For 30 years, I've said spread your stuff across 4 types. That's what my personal portfolio is, and that's not a biblical. Mutual funds aren't in the Bible.
Not in the Bible.
Okay,
New Testament.
So am I right or am I not?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, my 30-year track record and the amount of wealth I built says I'm right.
Scoreboard.
But also that international category out of those 4 has sucked for 15 or 20 years.
Yeah.
And we looked at, do we pull that out? Has that suggestion gone stale? And
you've told a lot of people that.
Yeah, and if I'm going to pull it out, our suggestion, I'm going to stop doing it too because I don't tell people to do stuff I don't do. And we did a detailed, in-depth analysis on it. Decided to leave it in because we won't get into all the details, but it needs to be there. There's an inverse play in the way that portfolio works. So, but I mean, we consider stuff like that, but somebody that's on TikTok that's mad at Dave, I mean, really, you should go work on something else. It's not going to. You're not going to really change Dave, and
he's going to be the same. I think
I'm good for clicks, though. I'm really good for clicks. Yeah.
Well, we were talking on the way down here. If you've been in business for 32 years, as long as I've been following you, to my knowledge, you've been saying the same thing.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
if public opinion, they switched, not you.
Some of them, and some of them are still out there throwing rocks and, whatever.
I think it would be like do you remember the first time?
But it'd be like if you went to a church and they say, well, I don't agree with that. I don't agree with the Bible. And they're like, well, what are you coming to the church for? We teach the Bible.
I thought we're on the same page. Yeah.
Like the pastor's,
it's kind of for the main
pastor's
book.
going to go, I never thought of that. This ancient scripture of wisdom, I never thought that... we didn't know TikTok was coming, so thank God TikTok came and corrected the Bible.
We got to change some things.
We got to correct the Bible because TikTok now has informed us. I mean, come on, that's dumber than crud.
Yeah, I think I think people just want to act in their own humanity, however they want to act, and then somebody says that's not the way.
Yeah.
In 2025,
don't tell people
we need to get rid of that voice that says.
Don't tell anybody. Don't love them enough to tell them the truth.
Yeah. Was it the very beginning?
I would rather you just bless my stupidity
and just let me go all the way, just burn it to the ground,
and make me feel good about it while I'm crashing the car. Yeah.
And you don't. So if the truth, I mean, gosh, I've listened to the show sometimes, and it's so brutally honest. Comedy's like that in a way, but we try to wrap it in a little bit of fun. Yeah. But it's so brutally honest, and it's almost like. I don't want to compare. It's probably a bad comparison, but
I feel sorry for that person calling in.
That you go, man, and sometimes with medical issues and divorce, and you go, gosh. Yeah. But it doesn't. doesn't serve that. I get that's why you need a strong leader. It doesn't serve them to lie to them.
What's the law of gravity? Does it change
Yep.
because you're having a hard day? No. Does it change because your family members got cancer? You still, if you step off that building, you're still going to hit the sidewalk.
Gosh.
Every time. It's a principle. You can't correct it. I don't get to vote on it. You don't get to vote on it. It's there.
And nobody else
It's called the truth.
in the family or in surrounding is saying these things to them.
Yeah.
Yeah, do you feel like
yeah,
that way?
jump off the building, flap your arms
Or
hard.
like, oh, you'll figure it out. Oh, you should
You'll
finance
figure it out
Oh,
on the
you
way
should
down.
do.
Flap, 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 flap.
Yeah.
And pop.
Yeah. Do you remember do you ever remember the first time that you really changed someone's life? That you're like, I remember first time making somebody laugh in my aunt's living room. I go, I'm going to do this forever.
Yeah, I mean, it would have been like the very first time I sat down with somebody and showed them this stuff.
And the light came on.
And the light came on.
Yeah.
Like, it was a neighbor of ours that was going to church with us at Christ Church back in the day, and they were behind on their rent. And Sharon and I were just coming out of bankruptcy.
Yep.
And the guy he called me, he goes, hey, I noticed you two didn't kill each other, and it looks like you're turning the corner on this. I need somebody to talk to. And I'm like, well, come down, bring your wife, bring your bills, let's look. And I got a yellow pad out and a calculator and did a budget.
What
for him
year?
At my living room, in the living room. 1990.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like the advice is very objective. It's like, look at the numbers.
Yeah.
You're like, if you do this, it's not like a medical, maybe if you start drinking this and you take some vitamin C, maybe. It's like, this is it.
Well, and it's, when I was sitting at my living room table, I'm not credible.
Right.
I've helped no
Not
one.
at the time.
No one
Not at
knows
the
who
time.
Dave Ramsey is.
Yep.
I got a yellow pad, a calculator, and a bankruptcy filing behind me on the wall, framed. You know what I mean? It's like this is my credibility. None.
Zero.
So the only hope I had was that what I was saying was truth, and that would ring the tuning fork of their heart, and that's what got them.
Not you. Well, not what you said.
It's not me.
Yeah,
not
great
because
point.
it's me, because it's the
Yep.
truth.
Yeah.
And like you said, the numbers speak for themselves. You go down the budget and you go, oh man, you like I was probably 8 months after that, the pastor called, and this young couple, I was counseling them at the church, and they were making like $1,200 or something a month. That was in 1990, again, a long time ago. But and the guy's got like a $600 car payment, and I'm like, you got to sell the car. And he goes, oh, no, I can't sell the car. God gave me that car. I'm like, no, he didn't. How do you know?
They're still saying that today.
I'm 100% sure God did not give you that car. How do you know? I said, because the Bible says God didn't give you that car. And he says, what do you mean? It says, because the Bible says the blessings of the Lord have no sorrow added to them.
Yep.
And, dude, you can't even feed your dadgum kid. You think I need to sell the car? Yeah, you're going to have to move into it. It's 50% of your take-home pay.
This
is asinine.
Yeah.
You've got to sell the car.
Yeah.
And it's just like, God, that's...
And no one has said that to him.
No one, and no, the finance, he said, even the finance manager prayed with me, said it was a miracle. I said, yeah, I bet he did. Everybody's
Keep giving to the church.
Everybody's a Christian in Nashville, right? More Baptist than people. I mean, my God.
That is wild.
It's just, but yeah, I mean, you're right. But the thing was, I didn't, and his wife's looking at me going, I mean, she looks like she's done 2 tours in Vietnam. Her eyes are full of terror.
Yeah.
And somebody's finally standing up to her husband who has made this ego-based purchase and has rationalized it out his ears.
And everybody around just
and
kind of
no
went,
one loved him enough to go,
him.
this is stupid.
This is insane.
You're killing yourself and your family. But the math is right there. It says that.
Yeah, it's not me. I'm the messenger or whatever you call it. You go,
I'm the mouthpiece. But when you look down, like you said, it's objectively stupid.
It's not. Yeah, you can't say, I'm right, you're wrong. Like a politics, you're like, maybe we should imply this, maybe we should do. You're like, if you do this for 10 years, here's where you're going to be.
Here's how compound interest works. Yeah. I mean,
or debt.
It's a math thing. Yeah. You got the math ain't mathin'. I mean, come on, Wow.
Is there, I feel like maybe in the past, recently in this country, I don't know if you agree with this or disagree, that people do, like you would never say someone, obviously I think I know the answer to this, you would never say someone's hopeless. Their situation.
There are not hopeless situations. There are people that are hopeless about them.
Okay.
They've lost their hope. But hope is it's a decision, and you can surrender your hope, but no one can take it.
Yeah.
What we do on the air every other call, roughly every third call for sure, is mathematically restore hope.
Yeah.
We just go, look, if you do this and do this and do this, this is where you're going to be.
Oh, it makes me cry.
I don't. Yeah. I'm 37. I'm worried about retirement. I'm not going to make it. I'm not going to make it. I'm like, dude, you've already got $500,000. Here's what that's going to be worth and here's what it's going to be worth now. And and if you don't do anything else but just leave that money alone, you're going to have $7.2 million at 65. You're okay. Yeah. The math says hope.
Why? And it's almost like a prisoner of war. You're on an island. If you look out of the horizon, they're coming for me. Nobody can take that, but if you can say they're not coming, and you can give up hope. But if you say, hey, if hope might be like Shawshank Redemption, my favorite movie, hope is all they had. That's why it's so inspiring. So I feel like a human can endure.
Handy. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Sure, get busy living.
I love it.
Or if a human can endure unbelievable pain, if hope is there. That's why you talk about people eating rice and beans, people living out of their cars, but they still have hope.
If there's a reason, but I mean, you have to see. You don't want to live on rice and beans. You don't want to live on nothing. Have a horrible life for 6 months if it doesn't take you anywhere. Yep. I mean, I don't want to avoid donuts unless it means maybe I can lose some weight,
live longer.
There's no point. Yep. I have to actually see some results. I have to have that feedback loop that says progressively, when I do this, this hope is justified. It's not just I just go, well, I'm just generally hopeful. No, that's Pollyanna. That's not real hope.
Yeah, and you go. Do you feel like in this country that I feel like the diseases of, like I've often said, I don't want to drive 110 down the interstate because I would like to be alive. I like to do comedy. I want to keep doing it. I don't want to hurt myself. I don't want to abuse substances because I want to have a family. I want to, right? So you have hope in this. So if you don't have like what would you say to someone who's looking at their situation and you go, I'm a single mom. These kids need this. There is no.
I'm stuck.
Hope for me.
I'm stuck.
And I'm sure you answer that question all the time.
Just about every day.
And that's probably a lot of people listening to our pod feel the same.
Yeah.
This week's episode brought to you by the good people over at Hello Fresh. I think they're supposed to say Hello Fresh, not me. I say Hello Fresh. I followed up differently. Hello Fresh, ladies and gentlemen. Get farm fresh, pre-portioned ingredients and seasonal recipes delivered right to your doorstep. Skip trips to the grocery store. Thank God. And count on Hello Fresh to make home cooking easy, fun, and affordable. That's why it's America's #1 meal kit. I got it when I got that thing holstered up in the fridge and freezer. It's game over. I'm not thinking all day. Oh, what am I doing? Well, hey, should we go to? Maybe it closes by the. Is there a reservation? How was it? Nah, I got Hello Fresh on deck, and I'm gonna cook it, ladies and gentlemen. New ready-made meals go to your fridge to fork. Ooh, I like that writing. Nice. Just 3 minutes. This is the same high-quality ingredients, restaurant-worthy flavor you expect from HelloFresh with just one bit of work. Save valuable time, fewer trips to the grocery store. Thank HelloFresh Market. Over 100 add-on items in the weekly box. Ladies and gentlemen, get up to 10 free meals and free high-protein item for life at HelloFresh.com/netpositive10FM. Let me read that one more time. HelloFresh.com/netpositive10FM. One item per box with active subscription. Free meals applied. A discount on first box. New subscribers only. Varies per plan. That's up to 10 free HelloFresh meals. Just go to HelloFresh.com/netpositive10FM. HelloFresh, America's #1 meal kit. This week's episode with Dave Ramsey, also brought to you by AG1, now available in tropical, berry, and citrus flavors. Say what? Always the original. They've added the tropical, vibrant, fruity flavor, the citrus, sweet and tangy, or the berry, subtly sweet, tart flavor. AG1 berry tastes like blueberry and strawberry. Yo, let me get some. AG1 is the drinkable multivitamin with gut health support. One scoop contains your multivitamin, pre and probiotic, superfood, and antioxidants in one delicious habits, supports energy, improves digestion, gut health, fills nutrient gaps, supports immune health. Your daily health drink just got more flavorful. Give the new AG1 flavors a try. Plus, if you head to drinkag1.com/netpositive, you'll also get a free welcome kit worth $76 when you subscribe, including 5 AG1 travel packs, a shaker, canister, and scoop. That's drinkag1.com/netpositive to get started.
You know, when Sharon and I had lost everything and were bankrupt, they cut the water off and they cut the lights off because I didn't pay them. And then I had a wrench and I went and turned the water back on. And I was stealing water. And then they came and cut it off again. And then I turned it back on again. And then they took the meter out so that I couldn't do it again.
That's the bottom, brother.
That's
the bottom.
That's where, you know, eating tuna fish sandwiches, but by the time you get to them at lunch, you take them to work, they're soggy. I still hate tuna fish. When I smell tuna fish now, my net worth goes down. It's just awful. And so, but I mean, we were there.
Oh.
If you thought that that's all there was, you would be hopeless. If you felt like that was the end of the story,
Yeah.
you're stuck.
Yeah.
But the good news is that life is not a snapshot. That was a snapshot. That was a moment.
Yep.
Life is a film strip. In the next frame, something changes.
Yep.
It either gets a little better or a little worse. The next frame, something changes.
Everyone.
It gets a little
Everyone.
bit.
Yep.
And so that's how life really works. And so to that single mom, I remember the first time I watched that happen was we were in a Financial Peace University small group in a circle sitting after the lesson talking, and a single mom in there who was desperate. I mean, 78% of the single moms live below the poverty level.
That's wild.
So
Yep.
it's the budget.
The poverty level is what? 30?
About with 2 kids right now, it's 30K.
Okay.
So, but back then, when this story happened, it's probably 15K.
Yeah.
But the poor girl had it. I mean, she had 2 little kids. She was cutting hair, trying to feed her family, and the dude had taken off. You know, and so she's stuck, and we're all looking at her, feeling bad for her. She's stuck, and I'm trying to help her in the moment. And she goes, "Well, will I ever get out of this?" And a lady across the room in her 50s raised her hand. She said, "You're gonna be fine, honey." She said, "What do you mean?" She goes, "I was a you.
Yep.
I was you 30 years ago, and I used to cut hair. Now I own 3 shops, and I got $750,000 in mutual funds. You're gonna be okay. You're gonna be okay."
Yeah, I feel like people just need to hear that.
This too shall pass.
Yeah.
I mean, but and there was her future sitting right across the room from her, telling her, "You're gonna be okay. You know, you're gonna be okay." Honey.
That might be all people need.
And that, well, it was an example. She said, "I was there, and I'm here."
Yep.
And so, you know, it's not a permanent situation unless you choose for it to be.
Yep.
If you choose to continue to do the same behaviors that put you there, you're going to stay there.
Yeah.
But if you go, okay, something's going to give, I've had it, I'm not living like this anymore, you don't get out instantly. It's not a microwavable situation. It's more of a crock pot,
Yep.
but it will cook if you turn it on.
And if it, when I've been at my darkest, unfortunately, I wish there was another way around, and I tell other people this the same. Like, unfortunately, you taking responsibility for where you are.
Oh, yeah.
Like you've talked about this before. The government, your parents. I didn't get taught this in school. The credit card.
You're
Unfortunately,
a victim. Yeah.
there's no way out except look in the mirror and say, the position I'm currently in is a culmination of all my choices.
I mean, there's 2 things that affect our money negatively. Outside circumstances,
Yep.
that we are the victim of someone mistreating us.
Yep.
And that is real. It's not,
Sure.
it's not an individual situation. A con man comes along, someone lies to
Someone
us.
steals from you.
They steal from
Yeah.
you. They put you in a bad deal on purpose
Okay.
because it's good for them. They're what in the Bible we would call them the people who oppress the poor.
Okay.
Okay. So I mean, if you're doing payday lending, you're oppressing the poor because you're charging 800% to people who are the worst of the worst, the brokest of the broke. You are evil.
Check cashing.
Yeah.
Something like
Exactly.
Okay.
I mean,
Yeah.
you're taking advantage of the least of these, and you don't want to be that. You don't want to be in that world, in that position. But that person is being taken advantage of. And they're choosing to walk in there.
You went there. Yeah. Yeah.
And so, I've got to own my part of it.
Yeah.
Like when I went bankrupt, okay, why did I go bankrupt? Well, Dave was stupid. Dave signed up for too much debt. And Dave did this and Dave did that. And I had a bunch of 90-day notes, short-term notes, and the bank got sold to another bank. And a guy down in Atlanta looked down at this new portfolio and goes, there's a child, 26 years old, that owes us $1.2 million on
Whoops.
short-term notes.
Yeah.
This looks scary. I'm getting out of this business. And he called my notes. So was he the cause of my bankruptcy or was I the cause of my bankruptcy? Yes.
Both.
Yeah.
But he's him. And he's probably going to continue to be him.
He's doing what he's doing. I can't control
He has
him.
nothing to do with
All
it.
I can do is never put myself in that position again.
Yeah.
So the only time I go into a bank now is to make a deposit or a withdrawal.
Yeah.
That's the only reason I've got a banker. I don't have a banker
otherwise
for
you're not
any
going
other
in.
reason.
Yeah.
Because the chances of anyone foreclosing on Dave Ramsey again is precisely zero.
Probably zero. Yeah.
Because I will not submit myself to that stupidity again.
Yeah, I guess a lot of people, I think, when they say that they have a lot of, once, I've often said that if you buy a lottery ticket on Monday, the drawing's on Sunday. It's $10 to win $1 billion or whatever. You're in essence buying 6 days of hope. It's the odds are probably zero, but for that 6 days, you go, well, maybe, and that's the addiction of. But you're in essence buying hope, correct?
Yeah, and the question is, have you bought hope in something that has a good probability of turning out? And the answer is no, you didn't.
You buy.
So if it worked, the number one sale of lottery tickets would be in rich zip codes.
Right.
And it's the lowest sale, the highest sales in the poor neighborhoods. So it's a tax on the poor.
Same with the check cashing, I guess.
It's a tax on people that can't do math.
Yeah.
Because probability is if you walk, here's the actual statistics. This is so interesting. If you walk 1 mile to the store to buy the ticket, you have a higher probability of being struck by lightning twice than buying the winning ticket.
Wow.
Actual math.
That's not on the card, I don't think, when you buy. It's not at the register.
That's not on the disclaimer.
Yeah.
But that's how bad your hope is.
Yeah.
You put your hope in the wrong thing.
Yeah. So you hope you should
Put your hope in the wrong thing because you were desperate, you were scared, you didn't know what else to do.
Yeah.
You think it's entertaining, whatever the reason is. Somebody buys a lotto ticket, but statistically, it's not entertaining. It's weird. I mean, the only thing that's entertaining about it is you put your hope in the wrong thing, and then you get let down again.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh man, I keep dating crazy girls, and I can't figure out why I don't see anything but crazy girls. I mean, of course, you just keep putting your hope in the wrong thing,
and you instantly buy another one.
Yeah.
Now the only difference to that, me and Easton, the guy on our podcast, we talk a lot about. He wanted to hear your take on sports betting.
Ooh. It's killing people.
It's everywhere.
We're taking more calls on that, and it's
Really?
that people have lost everything.
Really?
Yeah. We had one the other day, 800,000 in debt.
Was it betting parlays, or
it may be the fastest growing addiction.
Sports betting.
Yeah.
Why?
Well, it was porn. When I started, the internet wasn't there, and it was cocaine and drugs and alcohol. That was the number one.
Yeah, if you want to get some porn in the 90s, you
had to go to a market and buy a magazine.
Wear a mustache and a hat.
Yeah, that's
go on the other side of town.
Yeah, and but now, if you want to make sure your child is exposed to porn, give them a phone because it'll be about 20 seconds and they'll have some. So
the gambling,
that's the largest industry in America, by the way. It's more. Porn makes more money than all the professional sports combined. So you put baseball, football, soccer, hockey, NASCAR,
the WNBA,
golf, everything. Yeah, don't leave them out. And because that's big money. But you put it all together. So porn's number one, and then gambling has quickly become number two. And then as a subset, sports betting within gambling we're seeing it in the last 12 or 14 months. Spike,
really.
It's spiking. The damage is spiking.
And football season's coming up.
Not just usage, but I'm talking about a 30-year-old that is married to a kindergartner that has $300,000 in sports betting debt.
Debt.
gone into debt, gone into credit card debt, and mortgaged their house and lied to her, and she doesn't even know it, and she's a kindergarten teacher. And she called the show the other day, and so that guy's out there, and it's very addictive.
And that's something that when you started, the principles are still the same, but you're talking about well, that didn't exist.
No, it
you
didn't exist. It was just, but there's this get rich quick thing.
Yeah.
What did I do? I did flipping houses before Chip and Joanna were born.
Yeah.
And so, but that was my get rich quick thing. So I built a house of cards and I lost everything.
Yeah.
So I'm not any better. It's just a matter of what's your poison of choice. Yeah. That I don't want to do the hard work of actually working and saving and living on a budget and not buying a car I can't afford and being a grown up all the time. I don't want to do all that hard work. So I'm going to go over here and make some quick, easy money. And when you say quick, easy money, quickly you get, there's not going to be any.
That. Is there a, it must be a fine line then, because you're talking about playing the lottery. This is just strictly probability or pulling the slots, right? If you go to a blackjack table, you go, well, if I do I have a lot of knowledge, or even Texas Hold'em, you have a little bit, and then you go into, I know everything about the Dallas Cowboys, for example. I know how and then you study and you learn, and then you go into real estate. Like, is that a gamble? No. Real estate in some way? Like, does my question make sense? Where does the line of this is an addiction versus this is, you could lose it all in real estate too, correct?
You could. I mean, if you go into debt doing it, that's what I did.
Or trading crypto or something that's like, well, where does the
line cross?
Is it a gamble or is it a...
Are you...
Starting a business is a gamble.
Yeah. The difference in investing and speculation and gambling. Okay, that's the spectrum. Gambling would be the over here buying the lotto ticket or the slots or whatever. And if you want to call sports betting gambling, where you know everything about the Dallas Cowboys and you're going to place a knowledgeable bet, you could call that speculating, or you could call it gambling. Okay, Bitcoin speculating. Day trading is speculating.
Okay.
You're actually buying an actual thing and doing something. You're buying a house, flipping a house is speculating, because it's not a long-term play.
Okay.
It's a short-term play.
What are you talking about? Real estate?
Don't confuse. Well, real estate could
be. Or either one. Okay,
because you're flipping the house.
Right,
okay?
Right. So you're in a bad neighborhood. You're like, I think this neighborhood is going to
be okay 10 years from now. That's a long-term
speculation.
Play. That's not speculation.
Okay, it's not.
That's now investing.
Oh, yeah, all right, yeah.
So investing is when you got a long-term horizon to it.
Yeah.
If you're going to leave it alone 5 years and let it do its thing, then that becomes investing. And so you could call single stocks, if you're going to buy Apple stock and hold it.
Yeah.
Well, I don't do that, but you could do that, and that's an investment. I have an investment in Apple. Sure. But if you're flipping it today, if you're buying it today and you're going to flip it tomorrow based on what the news says as to whether Trump has a meeting with Putin and I'm going to flip this, and that's day trading, then you're trying to be knowledgeable and you're speculating.
Yeah.
And so all of that falls over into an area of high risk.
Right.
The lowest risk thing you can do with money is to invest it. And when you invest it, you're investing in something that you're looking at the track record. And you're saying, okay, this neighborhood has been notching up. I mean, when I was a kid, you didn't go to East Nashville. And now all the kids go to East Nashville.
Oh, yeah, East Nashville's hot now.
Yeah, so, but it wasn't safe.
Yeah.
And now, multi-million-dollar houses all over the place.
Yep.
And I did renovations in East Nashville in 1983.
You should have held on to them.
And, I lost them all. So, that was that run. Yeah, I watched that neighborhood.
Yeah, the whole thing. Yep.
So if you bought a historic home on Woodland Street in Nashville, which is a historic area, Lachlan Springs area at 5 Points or something like that, if you buy a historic home there, you've got a 25-year trend line. That it's getting better every year. Yeah. The quality of the neighborhood's getting better every year. And if you buy that and you say, I'm going to hold this 10 years, that's an investment based on a trend line. If I buy a mutual fund that's got a 70-year track record of 12.2% average annual return, then I've got a trend line that's there. That you don't have that with Bitcoin. It's not old enough. So by definition,
that is
no historical
gambling.
So that's over in speculation.
Okay,
you're speculating. Yeah. So you can speculate on Bitcoin, but you can't invest in Bitcoin.
Yeah.
By definition, you can't. And so if you want to bet on the Dallas Cowboys and act like that, that's fine. But what you're doing there is you don't have a trend line. All you've got is some current information. And if you did look at the Dallas Cowboys trend line, you'd never do a bet, never do a bet on that. But even if you took someone that had a good track record of winning, I mean, Kansas City or somebody, and you look at that and you go, okay, look at Mahomes. That group's been, they're still together and several Super Bowls lately, there's trend line there. But it's still a short trend line, and what you're betting on is a short outcome, not a 5-year outcome. You're not the freaking owner of the Kansas City Chiefs.
Right.
You're betting on whether somebody catches a football that's 22 years old.
Yeah, and that's nothing
kind
to
of
do with
stupid.
you. Yeah. What if someone started a picks business? So I start my small business. I don't have this, by the way. My small business is telling people where to pick.
Yeah, well, you're telling them how to speculate.
Yeah.
Which market to buy the lotto ticket in.
Yeah, I guess if you had 100, did I or did I not speculate on when I left my job to start my career? I guess I gambled.
No, you would use the word gamble, but it's not gambling in the traditional sense. That was an investment.
Yeah.
Because you didn't do that on the short play. You knew there was a price to be paid, and then the long term, here's where it would go. And if it didn't, I would have to take a left turn or a right turn because the trend line I'm on doesn't work. Yeah. And so that is investing. When I started our business, we didn't know. You don't know it's going to work. When we launch a new book, we don't know it's going to work. It's a business investment.
But you have some say in the success.
New app.
If you put 6.5 on the Cowboys, if you on the book, you're like, all right, let's change the strategy.
Exactly.
We're a part of this.
We make the decisions that cause the outcomes.
And also, if the book's not selling, let's scrap it. Yeah. We don't have to. Yeah, we're still in charge of the outcomes. I think that's the difference.
And I'm not going $300,000 in debt.
Yep.
And I'm 30 years old.
Also that.
And lied to my wife.
Yeah, that's a harsh reality to wake up to. Mm-hmm. I feel like I want to ask you one more thing, but I'll tell you the story. I think I'm sitting in this desk in a lot of ways because of you. And I was listening to your show. I was working at a sports marketing firm, doing comedy, part-time, or kind of doing it. I loved to do it, but I wasn't making any money. And I was listening to your show. I was in Colorado Springs, driving right on Garden of the Gods, right on the interstate there. And you said, if you're thinking about starting a new job, taking a risk, leaving a job, think about the worst case scenario. And mine, I had like $5,000 saved. I go, if I do this, it doesn't work out. First of all, I can come out and get this job any day of the week. It's a regular sales job. And if I get all the way down to $500, I lived in Colorado Springs. I drove a Honda Civic. I'm gonna drive to my parents' house in Atlanta, Georgia, and I could start over. Mm-hmm. So then the fear of, I go, oh,
now we're experimenting.
Yeah, and it didn't seem scary. It didn't. I was single at the time. I go, oh well, surely I can do this
because you're not going to die.
No.
We're not going to die, and we're not going to be permanently financially disabled. And so I'm gonna give it a try. So what year was it that I met you in the lobby of the hotel in Colorado? I think maybe Denver, or it may have been Colorado Springs with John Acuff. He introduced me.
That would have been 2000, probably.
That's the first
11. Yep.
Something had to be longer than that, didn't it?
I started in 2009. I started comedy. I went full time in 2012.
Okay, so I guess you were just
coming up.
You were just coming out. I remember that.
15 years.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I remember.
Well, you've done so well. Congratulations.
Thank you. I was listening to a podcast I think yesterday, and you said where you get to the point where your money makes more than you do, and then that's a different reality.
Yeah, that's a different I can't fail.
yeah. That you go, I'm going out on the road on the weekends and doing 3 shows in Greensboro and Charlotte and Raleigh, and then the lady calls and goes, well, here's what your money did. And you go, wow, it's hard to compete with. And it is.
And it works 24/7. It doesn't take time off, and it doesn't get sick.
Never. And you don't have to. And now it's so. I never really. the toys thing with money never really got me. The houses and the cars and the boats and that stuff, but it did the freedom to. When you get off the plane and you go to the rental car place, and Avis has a line snaking around the whole thing, right? And because everybody got that car on the Travelocity because it was $50, and then Enterprise is sitting right here, and they go cars available, and everybody in this line is looking at themselves in the mirror right then. I can go, oh, I'm going there, and I'm not. It's not,
and it's financially, mathematically irrelevant. Because of the situation you put yourself
and
in.
Everybody's financially, it's like, hey, can you go into the gas station and get a Coke or not? That's probably irrelevant to most people, but and then you go, oh, now
I can go in and buy the gas station.
Yeah. and just this, at the beginning of this school year, we got a call from a teacher or something like that. And they have those Amazon wish lists where they can, because our podcast, and we bought.
Isn't that fun?
For all of these teachers.
That's much more fun than anything we're talking about. Yeah. But here's the thing. To get to that point, we were talking about objectively, and the math speaks to you, and truth ringing in your heart. How many people really think they're going to get to that point betting on the Dallas Cowboys? The data says no one.
Nobody. I haven't heard of anybody.
So that money should, if you want to do that, it should be such a small percentage of your whirl that you just kind of enjoy the whole process of fooling with keeping up with the sports trivia and all that. Sure. But your real investing shouldn't be compared to that, because you never get here with the lotto ticket. You never get here. There's no one that does. Yeah. We studied 10,167.
I've never heard the story.
We've heard 10,167 millionaires. None of them say, I did it betting on the Dallas Cowboys. None. Yeah. Precisely zero.
Somebody said, hey.
There's no data that says you're going to win
there's no,
the game of life doing this.
If I can abuse cocaine and have a family. Yeah. There's no guy that's like, I figured it out.
Yeah.
If there was, we'd have heard about him.
Or have a career or have anything for that matter.
Yeah.
Because 100% of addicts have financial trouble eventually.
Yeah.
It's because that stuff's expensive. It's just, so it screws up everything.
So if you got $100, it's more, you should put it in a savings account.
And you should have fun along the way and do some stuff along the way. But don't confuse, Dallas Cowboys FanDuel or Bitcoin with the real thing.
Yep.
Because the real thing, the data actually says you should have placed your hope there, because that is a trustworthy track record to get you there. And then, Dave Ramsey's no fun. Yeah. I think it's a lot more fun.
It sounds pretty fun
over
to me.
here.
It sounds pretty fun to me.
Than being broke. Yeah. And disappointed all the time.
It's like somebody being 300 pounds. It's no fun to wake up at 6 and eat vegetables, but then you being able to have grandkids is probably fun.
Yeah. It's Dr. John Deloney did a talk for us, and some of my friends were in the audience. He said, choose your pain, choose your heart. Something's going to be hard. Either you're going to be 300 pounds and you got diabetes and you die early and you don't get to see your granddaughter walk down the aisle, or you're going to choose to do some things different. A friend of mine was in the audience. He was over. He's bumping 4. He's lost 160 pounds. I saw him last night. I said, man, what are you doing?
Because of that?
Yeah. I said, what are you doing? He goes, that stinking talk, that Deloney. He said, he choose your heart. And he goes, I'm smart enough. I know how to do this. I know what the problem is. I keep putting food in my face. He said, so I just quit putting as much food in my face. I said, that's your system? He goes, yeah, I don't eat as much. What a novel freaking idea.
Same. That's the same. Yeah.
And he's lost a Backstreet Boy. It's like crazy. It's like nuts. Oh, yeah. And it's just, God, man, he's not thin yet.
Yeah.
He's not done, but he's still, I'm so proud of him. He's really, because he looked in the mirror and said, I'm in control of my life. Yeah. Donuts aren't.
And so I feel like all these things come down to you're in essence just saying scoreboard.
What works?
Yeah, it's not
very
really
practical. It's just practical.
Yeah,
what
it's not rocket science either.
No, it's just what works. And if you treat your wife this way, do you get to stay married? No. Yeah. If you treat your wife this way, do you get to stay married? Yeah. 43 years.
It's not up to you. You didn't start these things. It's not. Yeah.
I didn't invent any of it.
Yeah.
I'm just observing it and going, okay, what works, what doesn't, what has a track record, what has fruit,
Yep.
Well, what is the what behaviors give me the results that I want?
Oh.
And they're usually delayed pleasure. No discipline seems pleasant at the time, but it yields a harvest of righteousness.
Last question. Thoughts on tipping?
The what?
Thoughts on tipping and the current tipping culture?
I put tipping in the category of generosity, and so I am a lavish, ridiculous tipper. Yeah. With one exception. I refuse to do the iPad. Turn it around when I just walked up to the counter and you handed me a biscuit.
Yeah.
I'm done with that. Okay. That's bull crap. But you come, I mean, Sharon and I are out for fine dining and we get service. Someone served us, someone cared for us. We have a wonderful experience, the food, the service, everything. The tip is going to be ridiculous because I get great joy from that. And my wife is like, would you quit? That's just too much. And I'm like, it's not too much.
She talks like that?
Yeah, she's exactly how she talks. She's from the hills of East Tennessee, so it's like very, and if she says my word in a 7-syllable sentence, it's bad. David. I'm in trouble. Yeah, I'm in real trouble then. But she's finally gotten used to it. But I mean, you pull up, I watched a guy the other day in a valet, he pulled up in a Mercedes, and I knew the car is about a $130,000 car, and he hands the guy $5. I'm like, Ferris Bueller's Day Off, you are an idiot. You just handed him a $140,000 car with the keys and you cheaped out.
Great point.
This is a bad plan.
It's a bad plan.
You're not. It's not going to turn out well for you.
Yeah.
Instead, I hand him a lot more.
Yeah.
And I go, hey,
that kind of car.
Can that car still be sitting there when I get out here?
Yeah.
Mr. Ramsey, we'll put it right there.
It's not going anywhere. It's just staying right there.
And I can see it when I'm eating, and it's not being driven around. It's got the same miles on it when I get back.
Right. They're taking it around the street.
So there's benefits to being generous. So I love tipping. I think tipping
is a tool.
I think it's a fun act. I think it's a generous act. I don't think it's. I don't think you should feel obligated. And these people who refuse to tip because service was bad, I don't even do that. Of course, I don't have a choice because somebody would go, well, Dave Ramsey. Dave Ramsey didn't. Yeah. He stiffed me.
Yeah.
And it's well because you sucked. But no, I didn't do that. I didn't do it.
Sure.
I always overtip anyway. But sometimes the poor server, it's the kitchen's fault. And nobody takes how a restaurant runs into consideration. They're just all pissed off about they didn't get their food.
The server. It's not the cook or the I went to the car wash.
Yeah.
The other day, and they goes, "Do you want to give a tip to the?" I go, "I thought this was y'all. I thought y'all were paying these people.
Yeah.
How am I? Why am I? Why am I on the hook for this?
Yeah. There's some stuff that's over the top, but certainly, I mean, valets, and I'll tell you the other one that people don't do, and you and I travel, we know. I never leave a hotel room without a $20 bill, like
really?
That, sitting on the end of the bed.
When you leave?
Every day when I leave, if I'm there for a week, every morning.
Wow, now that I never heard of.
Because that girl, and it's usually a girl, and she seldom speaks English, and she's working, and she might be a single mom. And
that's going straight to her.
Yeah.
That's not, and
nobody,
taxes, you're not taking, nobody's, it's not on an iPad.
No iPad spun around looking at me.
And you never know
I'm not telling that to brag on me. I'm telling it to encourage other people to do the same thing. Because those of us that travel, I mean, who do we meet in the hallways fixing those rooms? I mean, that's who you think about who that is.
And $20 to you and $20 to her could be,
it's irrelevant.
That could be the best use of money if you have extra.
Exactly. But again, to me, that's a form of generosity.
Yeah.
It's not required. It's not expected. It's not a thing. And so it's a surprise and delight.
Have you heard about you can use the US.gov. You can help the government pay down their debt. Have you seen that? That's true. Have you guys, you know what I'm talking about? Yeah, they know. Yeah, it's
that's the dumbest thing I ever heard.
I think it's on. You can.
Why don't you just take a wheelbarrow and dump it down a barrel, dump it down a well?
You can use your Venmo to help the government pay down their debts.
Yeah, well, that'd be awesome. I hope a bunch of people do it. Yeah. I'm not going to, but
well, it's an honor to chat with you, David. Tell people if this is the first time they've ever they're avid net positive listener. We talk about you all the time on the pod, but they never. How do you activate them? What should they do? You send them to a book, your pod. Where are you sending them?
I think Ramsey Show is on everything. You can watch it on any podcast or YouTube type platform, Spotify, videos, all that stuff. It's there, and they can find us there. RamseySolutions.com is the website, but I don't think people use websites anymore.
Yeah, it's old.
And so,
Now, if somebody hears you on my pod, gets out of debt, who's taking credit here?
you are.
I'm full credit.
It's all your fault.
That's a lot of
All your
pressure.
fault.
There, I got myself out of
listen,
debt.
you got to get the good because you know you're going to get trash for having me on here.
Oh yeah.
You know the
I'll be all right.
you know the
not my
comments.
fans. Yeah,
you know the comments are going to be.
I'll be strong. I wouldn't worry about that. Yeah, I've looked the devil in the eye myself as well, my brother. I'm not too worried about that.
I'm convinced if you read the comments, you know why some species eat their young.
Dang, there you go.
It's just kidding.
Well, anything we can ever do to help you, it's an honor to be
too.
here, brother.
I'm honored to know you, my friend. I'm proud of you. You're doing good work.
Thank
Keep
you,
it up.
sir. Thank you, brother.
It was a positive. Was a positive. You cannot be serious. On the net, it's a positive.